So here it is, Kazuma been captured, i.e. kidnapped, but that doesn't mean anything when it's the princess that actually kidnaps you, so whatever she wants goes. So he actually gets what he wanted. He gets his dream where he's actually at the castle, and albeit his job is to kind of play with the princess and on her whims, it actually ends up being a little bit better for him than he originally thought it could be, but of course it also gets cut short. So overall with this episode, I will have to say that I really reflected on the immaturity of Kazuma and kind of looking back on where we've gotten from all the way from episode 1 to this point here. And I gotta say, in 3 seasons of the show, it still delivers and still knows how to be funny, yet have its serious moments, and it knows how to kind of mix those two together. I was really thinking about some other shows, i.e. Rent-a-Girlfriend, where we have the main character being immature and kind of just being annoying. But in comparison to Kazuma, the immaturity that he does is actually lends itself to be very comical and still holds up. All the characters, of course, especially when they first meet him, they're like, how in the world do we treat this guy? But then they start to endear him as far as his immaturity and what he actually, his views on things and the way he acts, that it pretty much rubs off on others. And, you know, people that were once so serious, they too kind of go down to his level, and yet they bring out their immature comedic side, and you could just do nothing but just laugh at it because it's something that people you would think will hold up and to their own personalities kind of just devolve into his personality, and it just makes for great scenes overall. Now granted, I may talk about his immaturity, but there are times Kazuma really sees things that others do not. And maybe it has to do with the fact that he comes from another world and he really tries to help out his friends. But in this episode, when Darkness is being accosted by all these other nobles to how beautiful she is and how they want to be with her and all that, and he's just kind of standing there. He could have just left it alone. He could have just walked away. But in his own way, he was able to kind of save her from all these guys by showing how strong she is, which is something she's always downplayed, and how freaky she can be. I mean, he essentially was blurting out stuff that would normally not be the best in this setting, yet it was able to accomplish the goal. The nobles were able to be like, okay, let's just walk away from this moment here. So yes, he may have his moments where he's immature and he acts definitely in a way that you would not think he would act, but he still has a kind heart and is still there to help people, save the day, and actually come out with plans to defeat the Devil King's generals or just big enemies. Just to have that in one person, it's probably why this show has done so well for so long, because you can do nothing but just sit back and just enjoy the good moments and laugh at the moments that are like, what in the world are they doing now? So of course, Kazuma didn't want to end the party, i.e. him being at the castle. So he, of course, is trying to figure a way, how can I extend my stay here in the kingdom and the castle, spend more time with Iris, make Iris, happier. And he finds out that there's a problem here at the castle. So he's like, you know what? I got you. I'm going to save the day. Kind of backfires when the fact is he actually is not going to be staying at the castle. He's going to be staying at the houses of the nobles that are probably going to be the targets. So that definitely wasn't what he wanted to happen, but he does get to spend more time in the vicinity of Iris. So hopefully that works out for him. And finally, I just want to touch base with Iris as a character right now. Yes, she's young and she should be the one that's immature, but she's the one that kind of shows more maturity in the fact that she is the princess. She holds and guards her own feelings. Yes, she would like to do different things. She would like to play games. She would like to actually just kind of have her influence, but as the princess, she kind of holds everything in, is so insular. So then that way, she is not one that actually makes demands or asks people to do things. And of course, she's not even bold enough to talk on her own. She has to talk through other people. But through her influence in Kazuma, she's able to kind of break that ice and kind of be herself, whether she's around him or just in general. That, you know, she is so young, and yes, her older brother is at war with the Devil King's army, and she sees her older brother in Kazuma. But overall, it's actually great to have someone like Kazuma that is such a polar opposite as far as in feelings and the way they carry themselves, to kind of break the ice with her. So then that way she can be the one that's actually should be immature and should be as a little girl. Kazuma should be as the older person, more mature. It's kind of like just a mismatch of feelings, but you know, it helps to make the show even funnier. Regardless of the fact, it was a great episode. I enjoyed it very much, and I am looking forward to next week's. But definitely let me know what you guys think as far as in the comments down below. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribed, and definitely sign up for the Patreon, because there is content over there for you guys to check out. You guys be safe, take care, and Lord willing, I will see you next time. Take care. Goodbye for now. Make sure to check out the extra content on our Patreon page, and thanks to our current patrons.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.